Hello basketball coaches and basketball players, my name is Alan from Al's Basketball Training, and today I'm going to show you a very rare and, well, not very common basketball offensive set play strategy that you can use with your team. I'm going to give you 5 really great plays to run. 2 against man-to-man, 2 against the 2-3, and 1 against a 3-2 zone defense. Let's get down to the clipboard and let's check these out. Okay, so in this first play, we're up against a man-to-man defense. So what we're going to have is player 4. He's going to set a screen for player 1, and player 5 is going to go and set a screen for player 3. Once they set that screen, what's going to happen is player 3, he's going to be popping out towards roughly the free throw line extended, and if he can't shoot that far away, he can take a step in. But personally, generally these plays are ran from grade 7 and up, so he should be able to drain a 3-point shot. Next, player 1 is going to use that screen. He could drive right towards the rim and possibly have a layup. He could also take a 3-point shot. Meanwhile, player 5 is going to be peeling out towards the 3-point line, and if there's a switch, we could have player 4 rolling towards the basket for a layup as well. So now we have 3 different options that you can run: the 3-point shot, the pass to player 4, or the pass out to player 3 for the 3-point shot. So we have a couple of different options. Number 1 option would be number 4, rolling towards the basket. Now the reason behind this is because player 3 is going to try and recover. We're going to have player 5 possibly now playing help defense down on player 4 once he gets that ball. Player 2 may also be playing defense and help defense on player 4, which now allows player 2 and player 5 to be open from the 3-point line, or if they take a step in from the mid-range area. Now in the second play against a man-to-man defense, we're going to have player 4 screening down for player 5, who's going to be popping out, showing his hands at first so that he may be open for that mid-range shot. But if he's not open, let's say player 5 fought through, we're now going to have player 5 setting that screen on player 1, and player 4, he's going to be going and setting a back screen on player 3 at the exact same time as this screen right here is happening with player 1 and 5. The reason why you want it to be at the same exact time is because now player 1 could have a shot. However, there's a high likelihood of player 3 being open for that layup. Now, if he's not open for that layup, he's going to now cut through, and we could have player 5 open now, rolling towards the basket. So now we had an option for a layup. Now we're getting a second option for a layup. If player 5 was to get it and there was help defense being played, player 5 could then kick it out to player 4 for a mid-range or 3-point shot. Now against the 2-3 zone, you're going to be seeing player 5 playing in between player 4 and 5 here, and you're going to be seeing player 4 move down to guard player 5, and also still being able to guard player 3. You're going to be seeing a double team up top because basically that's how a 2-3 would work. There's a double team here because their zones are like this. Any overlapping area would be a double team. So now what we're going to do is we're going to try and get ourselves a couple of open 3-point shots and layups. So a quick play that you can run off of here is a simple screen away from the side that player 5 is on. Player 1 is going to use that screen, and he could now take that shot. However, I prefer him to drive towards the basket because now that puts player 5 and 3, red, these two players, in a hard situation where now he's driving in between their 2 zones, and they're going to need a collapse on him. Now, if player 5 was smart and he was able to basically block out player 4, have his back to him, and seal him, we could have an easy layup from player 5 right here. Nice, easy, even an alley-oop possibility. We could also have an option for player 2 to hit a mid-range or 3-point shot as well. So this is a great play to run. But remembering, player 4 who's here, he needs to screen on the opposite side of player 5. If he was to screen on this side, this play will not work. Now this second play, what we're going to be running against a 2-3 zone, is going to be a screen down for player 5 from player 4. Player 5 blue is going to be popping up towards the elbow. Now, what we want to have is player 1 pass player 5 that ball, because now if player 4 is not that great of a defensive player, he's going to be popping up because player 5 can't get through. This now leaves player 3 open for a 3-point shot or a drive baseline so that now he can get that easy layup. So, keeping in mind, if player 4 is not a great defensive player and he pops up, player 3 is open. If player 4 is a smart player and he doesn't want to let any layups happen, player 5 could just have a quick jump shot from the elbow, which every center should be able to make. Now, the fifth play. This is against a 3-2 zone defense, and what we're going to have is player 4. He is going to go down and set a screen for player 5 again. Now, in this play, player 5 is going to be covered. However, what we want now is, because player 5 is being covered, player 1 is going to take one dribble out towards this side, which now leaves player 3 wide open along that corner. He could take that 3-point shot. Player 4 could be popping out, or player 2 could be popping down to guard him really quickly, which now leaves ourselves in a situation where we are now in a overload. We are in an overload offense, and we can now run into some high-low passes, or we can run into setting player 3 a screen where he would then pop up. This would be collapsing, and player 5, he could be open for that high post shot. So there's a couple of different options here. Now, against the 2-1-2 zone defense, this is just a quick bonus play for you. What I want to see, because most likely we're going to have player 5 popping up to guard player 1, because that's how a lot of 2-1-2 zones are being played. We're going to now have player 5 setting a screen up for player 2. What I want to see now is player 1 to dribble around that screen and to pass the ball out to player 3. At this time, because there was a screen on player 2, and player 2's idea should be to guard roughly this area, we're now going to have player 5 be rolling towards the basket because player 3 red is going to be popping out to guard player 3. Player 5 is way up here before. He needs to sprint his butt down towards the low post before player 5 gets that layup. Now, if player 5 gets that ball, but player 5 red is able to cut him off, we now have a little dump pass over to player 4 who could get that mid-key shot off really quickly. This could also collapse the defense as well, in which case we could have player 2 open for a mid-range or 3-point shot. I hope that these basketball plays help your team win more games. If they do, let us know in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow, actually later on today, for the second basketball video of the day.